How's it going, everybody? So I'm going to react to a TikTok video, and it's a very interesting video, not because it's actually interesting. It's entertaining to watch because it's so silly. It's so silly how people will say and they'll do anything just to push their narrative, just to justify their argument, even if it makes no sense whatsoever. So this one is a guy, he's trying to explain the Israeli and Palestinian conflict, and he is so way off. So let's get into it.
Crazy. So you were promised this place as well?
Yeah. I think the guy renting it is supposed to be a bit of a crook.
All right, so it starts off pretty decent. He's using a house and roommates and a landlord as an example to simplify the argument, which is pretty good.
Well, look, we're here now. We both rightly feel it's ours, so we might as well try and sort something out that works for both of us.
So right. How about I take the upstairs bedroom and the front room, and you could take the downstairs bedroom and the living room, and we could share everything else?
Maybe. We could definitely start off like that, and then after a while, I could take the front room as well.
That seems a little unfair. And here, and here.
Yeah, okay. That is not what happened. I understand, if you want to pick a side, and support that side, I completely understand. I think that's cool, but not when you're going to lie about it. But that's what happens. People don't think. They'll say anything they have to say to push their narrative, to push their agenda, to justify their argument. And they don't realize that it's so counterproductive. And they're going to bring in unicorns and Bigfoot into the argument if they have to. They'll say anything. It's actually like the opposite of what happened, right? The Jews were so desperate for a partition of land that they would agree to anything at that point. And in reality, they actually got a very, very small chunk of that land. And they accepted. They were just desperate to accept it, and they accepted it. The Arabs are the ones that rejected it, and they immediately declared war, and they had support from their surrounding neighbors. So now, if all this happened, and this is all true, what the proud Palestinian is suggesting here, how's that even possible, right? You have a bunch of Jews with small land. A lot of them came from Europe after the Holocaust as well. Very fragile state of mind. And now you have all these Arabs that are, allied with one another, right? The Arabs in the region had allies in Egypt and Jordan and pretty much the whole of Middle East. So you tell me, which one makes more sense here? It's just all we have to do is use a little more common sense, okay? Let's look at modern times. You have Arabs living in Israel as Israeli citizens. They're called Arab Israelis. And they live there, they work there, and they're even involved in the Israeli government. Now, I want to ask, where are all the Jews in the Middle East besides Israel? And all the other Arab nations, where are they? They're non-existent. They were all expelled.
What the hell is happening? Wait, you don't have any powerful friends, do you? No? Well, in that case, and here! You're taking the kitchen? How am I going to eat? I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
No powerful friends? Are you kidding me? Again, Egypt, Jordan, and all the other Arab nations surrounding the area. And let's get something straight. The United States was not an ally to Israel until much, much later. They befriended Israel and allied with them later on to use as a satellite state to fight the Soviets in the Cold War.
Is there anywhere that's mine? Of course. How about here? Everywhere else is mine, but you're free to come and go and do as you please. Unless I don't want you to.
So yes, the Obama administration wanted Israel to return to the 1967 borders. Unfortunately, that is not a realistic option at the time. And the reason is let's look at the 90s, for example, right? In the early 90s, Yitzhak Rabin and Yasser Arafat agreed to peace. and this was brokered by Bill Clinton. Everything seemed great at first, but yeah, the Palestinians that were coming into Israel, they were killing Israelis left and right. Not all of them, of course, but a lot of them. Okay, there was suicide bombings everywhere, very often, and it became a very dangerous environment for Jewish people to live in. So they had to put an end to it. And then let's look at, later on, where Israel gave Gaza to the Palestinians. And what happened in result? The Palestinians got in there. They elected Hamas, which is a terror organization, and Hamas starts firing rockets into Israel periodically. Okay, so if anything, Israel just bought itself another headache. Okay, so you tell me, if we want real peace, the Palestinians have to accept Israel's right to exist. That's really the only way. They have to stop teaching their youth hate, their children hate. They have to stop teaching all this hatred and violence in the curriculum of their schools. And look, the definition of insanity is to try something over and over and over again and expect a different result. So we have to try something different. We have to try something new. And we have to stop talking about the past, okay? Because I've heard it from both sides. Both sides have their side of the story from the past, and all we've been doing is going around in circles and circles and circles and circles, and it's not getting us anywhere. Okay, so what we need to do is focus what we have now and move toward the future and progress toward a real solution.